Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Peak Life. We're talking about something that I never really thought we would talk about here on Chesapeake Television, but I've got Ross Brockwell here with us. Ross works for Public Works. However, you're soon going to work for NASA. Ross, you got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Give us the quick synopsis about what you're doing.
I'll try. So I'm going to Houston to participate in a study to simulate life on Mars. So it's a research study to help NASA prepare for an actual mission to the surface of Mars.
So it's you and 3 other people?
3 others.
Right? Yeah. So 4 people, you're going to be kind of locked in this. I think I read somewhere, what was 1,700 square foot? Right. Like very small.
Very small. Yeah.
What are you going to do there? What's the purpose?
So the purpose is to behave as if we were a real mission on the surface of Mars. So it's to see how our bodies react and how our minds react and how the systems function in the actual environment. So we'll be pretending to be performing a mission on the surface of Mars.
Right. I'm going to ask a whole bunch of dumb questions because I don't know what else to ask. But is there, like, are they going to have floating moments? Like, are you ever going to be floating and not have gravity?
No, I wish they could simulate the
that sounds
gravity,
fun.
But no. Nope, it's on the surface of Earth, so Earth gravity the whole time. Yeah.
Are you doing science experiments, or like what will you be doing day to day, or will you just kind of be like living life on Mars?
Yeah, the science is supposed to simulate what they would actually be doing. So we'll go out and collect samples and test them, and rocks and geology, and look for biology, and explore, map, photograph, all the things that astronauts on Mars would do.
Do you know what you're going to eat?
Astronaut food.
Oh. Okay.
And we also trying to grow crops too, but the backbone of it is astronaut food.
Okay. What kind of led you here? You know, I'm sure a lot of people watching, they're like, some dude from Public Works is going to go be NASA, but you actually have a lot of experience. Tell me a little bit about your experience that kind of made you well qualified for this.
I was always interested in it. You know, as a child, it was always a dream of mine to be in the space program, be an astronaut. I studied structural engineering. That's, kind of how I got into Public Works. So I was always interested in the design of space stations and rockets and habitats. And this, the plan for the Mars mission is fascinating to me. It's a 3D printed technology, so it would use the material you'd find on Mars to build the habitat. So that's extremely interesting to me. I've always been fascinated with that.
And this, from what I understand, this is the first, but not the last of these types of year-long experiments?
It's meant to be 3.
3 of them. Interesting. What happens, like, if you get sick, or do you get to call home, or are you literally, like, you're there?
We're there. We're supposed to be there. And luckily, one of us is a doctor, emergency medicine physician, so that helps.
Oh my gosh.
And one of us is a nurse, so that helps as well.
That's good.
So very heavy on the scientific background and on medicine, and I hope I can bring some engineering and even some flight experience to it, to the crew.
What are you going to miss most about the real world, about Earth?
That's a good question. Probably the beach, I guess, is an easy answer.
Yes, you won't see the ocean for a whole year, or
Right.
trees.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the sun at the proper distance from me that it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Are you nervous at all?
Not really. I mean, not now that you mention it, no. I mean, I'm obviously really excited. I think it's going to be fun and fascinating, and I'm curious about the challenges of it. I mean, obviously there's some unpredictable challenges I'll have to overcome, but I'm excited about that too.
Yeah.
So.
What's going to happen with your job here at Public Works while you're gone?
So they're granting me a leave of absence, which is fantastic.
That's awesome.
I'm very grateful for that.
Good. So we'll still have it covered just by a few other people trying to fill in your shoes.
Yeah, we have a really strong team, and I think we have a pretty good system, so I feel pretty good about that.
So when we think about people going to space, whether it be fake space or real space, we think about the big, huge astronaut outfits. Are you going to have to wear that?
We have a simulation of that. So there's an airlock on the habitat, and outside the habitat is a simulated surface of Mars. So for us to go out there and do the exploration and science part of it, we have to put on the suit and go through the airlock. So that's a big part of that. The physicality and the mentality and the time it takes to do that is part of it.
Is it going to be red and hot?
It's red for sure.
I mean, that's what it's like. There's actual red sand or whatever in the world.
There's red sand and rocks, and there's a kind of a high definition horizon image. It's pretty neat. Okay.
And you were saying that there's some, I mean, you can only, fake so much. There's some virtual reality that's actually going to get you really into it.
Some of the exterior missions are virtual, so there's a system set up so we can explore and cover large distances on a virtual reality setup.
What are you will you ever get time to just chill? Or are you going to be working the whole entire time?
I think it's going to be a heavy schedule for
Yeah.
sure, but no, there's downtime, and they plan for that. I mean, I think that's a part of the study is, a long duration mission needs to work some of those logistics out, and rest and relaxation is a big part of it. So.
Do you feel like you're going to get claustrophobic? I feel like I would get claustrophobic. Am I putting fears into your mind now?
I mean, I don't think so. It's obviously a valid question, and it's something we had to think about going through the selection process. But I mean, I think the immersive part of it, where we can put ourselves there in our minds is going to fix that, and also the opportunity to make a contribution to the space program and to mankind's mission to Mars outweighs any of those concerns. So I'm not too worried about that.
Well, tell me a little bit about the reaction that you've gotten so far around here. I'm sure you've had to tell all your folks in the field and, at City Hall, your friends, your family. What's the reaction been?
Yeah, it's been funny for sure. Bringing up the idea of needing to take some time off. This is the last thing someone would guess I'd be asking about. So
yeah,
but everyone's excited for me, and so it's been fun talking about it and sharing the excitement.
Anything we didn't talk about that you think people would like to know about this?
I don't know. I mean, I hope that this is inspirational and gets the enthusiasm out there and helps to put things in perspective. I mean, there's a lot of discussion about whether the space program and a mission to Mars are worth it, and I think they absolutely are. I mean, it brings humanity together, and lots of positive outcomes come from it, and hopefully I can contribute to kind of bridging the understanding between a long-term view and a short-term view of our situation and our efforts as a society. So I hope I can add that to this.
So are you going to come back to us after a year? You think maybe you'll come back to us?
Of course, that's the plan.
All right. Well, we're going to have you right back here. I know this is going to be the first place you want to come. Then second, the beach. First, you'll come to Peak Life.
Right.
And you'll tell us how it went.
Close this loop first.
Yeah, let's do it. So we'll see you in a year.
Okay.
And Ross, we're going to kind of keep up to date on your travels by following along with NASA. We'll see if they're going to be willing to share anything with us. And,
yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we can stay in touch,
out.
and I'll wave at you in the cameras.
Yay, from Mars. Amazing. Right. Mars based in Texas?
Houston, Texas.
Going to Houston, Texas. All right. Ross, we're so excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you've done for the city, and we really can't wait to see what you do next.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
That does it for this episode of Peak Life. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.